What's tea, Autumn? Because the flashbacks. If I get one more without some context, I'm going to be upset.
The thing is, the cops saw it, so they didn't even pull it.
Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on the video. This is another review for P-Valley. This is season 1, episode 3, Higher Ground. So we start off with Mercedes. She's giving a private dance. Well, at least that's what it looks like. All we see is this gentleman sitting there, and she's up on the pole doing her thing like she always do. She's dancing and just giving him a little private show. And we also don't hear any like blaring music. I want to say it was a little, I don't think it was no smooth jazz, but it wasn't, bands will make her dance. It wasn't nothing on that level. But the guy, he's a coach. I don't know if he's a coach for, college or a professional team, but he's trying to get her to move to Memphis with him. He's like, I'm going to put you up. I'll get you a place. I'll take care of you. Just come back to Memphis with me. And she's like, finishing off her dance and everything. I don't think you can really afford it. And sticks her hand out for her little piece of change. And then the music comes back on. And, now we see everybody dancing. The place is packed out. I love that they do that when they drown everything out, and all we hear is either breathing or just the conversation that we're meant to hear. Love it. But yeah, he's just sitting there after she leaves, in a daze like, damn, I don't know what to do with myself. Like, every time she leaves me like this. But he's her regular. Then we see Autumn. She's wig shopping with Gidget, and I finally know the girl's name, because at first I was like, I don't know what this girl's name is. She gonna be nameless. This is episode 3 and I still don't know her name. And she is, I wouldn't say a main character, but she's in a lot of the scenes where Mississippi is there. She and Mississippi are really tight. But anyway, Autumn is wig shopping with her, and they come across this long blonde number, and she loves it and goes on ahead and purchases it. And, so now she got her a piece of wig, I guess to change up her look a little bit. Gidget likes the wig. She likes the wig, so she gonna go on and wear it. Andre is at home, and he's looking at the pictures, of the casino, and of course the pictures of Autumn. And then he texts her twice back to back. Last night was hot. Hope you're having a blessed day. I'm just thinking, sir, please don't blow her up. Like, your one message was good enough. Last night was hot. Okay. Wait for her to respond. All that extra hope you're having a blessed day was overkill, and it made him look like a creeper. Because for one, he's married. So this extra mile he's going, I don't understand why he feels like he needs to go the extra mile for Autumn. She playing him. He don't know that. But anyway, moving on. While he's doing that, he gets a call from Bill. I think that might be the mayor's name. But anyway, he gets a call from somebody about the casino. And, he looks over the bills and everything like that. Autumn, she feeling her beats in this blonde wig, because she up there, getting to the bag. All she gonna give us is a little body roll. That's all Autumn gonna give us is a little body roll. And that's okay, I guess. But to me, I think that she gonna have to step it up just a tad to, hang with Mercedes and them, because what she's giving, no ma'am. No, ma'am. But anyway, she still was getting paid, and people were still throwing all of their hard-earned money at her. Mercedes is headed back to talk to Clifford, and Autumn is done with her set, but she's back there with Clifford, so Clifford kind of shoos her away. Of course, he wants to know, did you get any tea? What's going on? And she gonna lie and say that she called and left a voicemail, but she couldn't get him. And he looking at her like, I don't believe that. I'm not buying that, but whatever, lady. I'm going to need you to get me some more tea. And no tea means no ID. So next time, come up with a little bit more. Don't be trying to just... Because I guess she thought that if she said, well, at least I tried, that she would get her license back. But no, the man specifically said, bring me some tea and you can have your ID back. So she wasn't listening. Andre and the mayor are out, out and about there. I don't even know where they're at. Like it's some construction going on. But the mayor is Andre's goddaddy. I don't remember if he called him goddaddy like in this scene, or I know he said it later on on a phone call. But either way, that's his godfather. And they're talking about, how much money everybody is going to stand to make. It's basically... The mayor's gonna get a kickback. Andre will get a kickback. If he help out a little bit, everybody everybody has a chance to come into these $10 million that is at stake. So Andre not really into that because he got a moral compass, I guess, when it comes to this kind of stuff. But he don't care nothing about his moral code when it comes to cheating on his wife with this stripper. If I would feel listen, don't cheat on me with no stripper, okay? Don't cheat on me with no stripper, please. And it's not to say anything about them like they're less than or anything like that. It's just everybody done been up in there and seen her. Everybody, who knows what kind of stripper she is? Like if she could be the stripper that don't mind, busting it down, laying it low and spreading it wide for a couple of extra more dollars. Don't mess with the strippers. You just can't. No. Don't cheat on me with no stripper. Don't cheat on me at all. But please don't cheat on me with no stripper. Because I'm going to really feel away. I'm going to feel away like, what do you think of me? Anyway. He's talking to the mayor about all the money that they're going to make and all of that. And, the mayor's trying to convince him, it's a good deal. You need to get on board. You better get on board pretty much because he really don't have no other choice. But the mayor tells him, all of what we talking about, all of this, casino talk, I'm going to need you to keep it under wraps. I need you to keep it a secret. And, of course, he, okay, I'll keep it a secret. He obliges. Benny, Diamond, and Big L, they outside having a cigarette. And Autumn comes out there trying to bum a square. Trying to get her a little cigarette. And Big L is like, you need an escort. You're going to be all right out here. Benny, I think he knows or he can sense that there's something deeper going on with Autumn. And I'm sure he can tell she's already had a hard life and can very well, take care of herself. But they give her a cigarette or whatever and, leave her out there standing in the rain. While she's standing there, she checks her phone and she sees that Andre has texted her. She kind of, rolls her eyes. Then she also has a message from the bank and they're telling her, you're going to have to bring your ID when you come down to get your money out. So she's like, I'm gonna get this ID. Whoop, let me call Andre back because I know I got to come with some more tea, and maybe if I come up with a little bit more, I'll be able to get my ID back so I can get this money. So she calls Andre, and the next thing we see is them out to breakfast, I guess. They're at a diner, and yeah, they're eating breakfast and, they're talking a little bit about the casino. She's trying to get a little bit of information out of him. He's not really budging. He keeps telling her it's confidential and this, that, and the third. Then this old man is at the bar sitting next to them, and he notices them, and oh hey, how long y'all been together, and y'all are such a nice looking couple. Have you been up to the springs? And I don't even know if it was really the springs, but he asked them had they been to some tourist attraction as of yet, and she clueless because she ain't from there, and he's just telling them all of what the ancestors went through in that town and giving them a little history lesson. And while he's talking to them, Mercedes, Gidget, and Mississippi walk in. Of course, they're going to go and beeline to the table with Autumn and Andre. And Andre, now he's uncomfortable. By the way, we found out his wife's name because while they were eating, Autumn noticed the ring and she said, oh, what's her name? Oh yeah, this. I'm married. What's her name? Brittany. Yeah. That's my wife's name, Brittany. And the fact that she asking for a name and all of that, knowing she still, had plans to do whatever she was gonna do. Autumn just, I don't know. I'm tired of the mystery behind her. I'm tired of the flashbacks into her. I know we only on episode 3, but by episode 3, can we get a little bit of context? Can I get a little bit of backstory? Please and thank you. When Mercedes and them come in, they come in and sit down, and Andre leaves them to it. He pays the tab, and he goes on by his business. They sitting there with Autumn, and then they all start talking about their regular. Gidget, she ended up, getting with her regular. She said she made her regular her boyfriend. Mercedes got 2 regulars. Mississippi got 2 regulars. She say one like to get beat, and the other like to watch her sleep. He's an anesthesiologist, so he come in and knock her out and just watches her. I'm gonna need for him to go to somebody else's kind of establishment for that. I don't know. Like at the strip club, anytime that I've gone, I've never needed to go into a private room. I've never needed to venture off, around the club and figure out what's going on and what's what. I stayed myself right there at the at the stage where the pole dancing is taking place. Cause that's why I'm here. Ain't that why we all here? But some people are there for other reasons. Some people want a little private show. Some people want a little, S&M going on. And I guess he want to knock her out so that he can watch her sleep. Which is weird. And he would not be my regular because that's weird. For all I know, you're going to try to snatch me up one day after work and take me to your lair, so that you can keep me. I don't watch too much Investigation Discovery to be dealing with anybody that gets off on me being asleep. Anyway, Autumn ends up leaving. Oh yeah, Mercedes, her regular is that coach, by the way. We already went through that. But she ends up leaving them, and they always looking at her like, Mercedes is always annoyed with her, like, cause I don't know what it is about Autumn, but Autumn got a chip on her shoulder. Yeah, granted, she's been through some things, and we really don't even know what those things are, but she gonna have to come around eventually. Corbin is working. He driving this machine, and it's picking up the cotton. And I'm trying to figure out, whoever invented that, where were you when my ancestors was picking cotton the old-fashioned way? I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have been no big deal for somebody to be out there in the little cart driving the thing, picking the cotton. You got a little coverage, it's a little cool in there, so the sun ain't beating you down. Too little, too late for this little machine. But anyway, he out there picking cotton, and Clifford is standing out there waiting on him. Standing out there with his Mary Poppins umbrella, and I don't know what kind of fashions Clifford be giving me. I know it's late, because they're in Alabama, and I'm just gonna go on and say it. They late. Alabama is late. I'm sorry if you're from Alabama and you watching this. I'm sorry if you went to school in Alabama and you watching this. Alabama is late when it comes to fashions, hairstyles, all of that. And I picked up on that watching. And let me back to the review. Anyway, I was really about to go on a whole tangent about the bad weave jobs and all of that on Love and Marriage Huntsville, but this ain't the forum for that. So let me get back to P Valley. Corbin out there working on the fields, and Clifford comes up. Clifford wants to know details on in the casino, whatever is going on, and Corbin just straight up volunteers all of the information and lets him in on what's going on. And again, all the money that's gonna be made. And so now you're talking Clifford Lang. He was like, say what? Soda paint? So wait. He said, so the paint gonna be across the street from the motherfucking casino? From the motherfucking casino? Yes, Miss Clifford. Yes. Corbin, he has to go back to picking cotton, and they have a little. They exchange words about the irony, of Corbin being born, of a woman, that was a maid, of course, a black woman. And his father is this big time, farmer. Everybody in the town knows their dad. He's passed now, but everybody knows that family because they got all of these different farms and they in the cotton business. And it's like, still. So this just shows me y'all had slaves. Because if somebody down the generation still keeping the cotton business going, y'all been doing the cotton business, and you been had folks out there picking your cotton. Nah. Anyway, Corbin goes back to picking his cotton, and Clifford is excited about that good news because he feel like with the fact that they're there, he's going to be able to, with the fact that the casino is there, he's going to be able to get him the, listen, this is random. This jacket was my grandmother's, and she recently passed away, and I was just fiddling around in the pockets and found some gold in her pockets. I wonder if my mommy knows that these earrings are in here. I'll let her know. Anyway, next thing we see, Patrice, she at church and she preaching, and she feel like she's giving a good sermon. She's sweating up there and hooping and hollering and carrying on, and we hear the organ and it sound like folks shouting in the audience. So I'm like, okay, so she finally got her chance at the pulpit. Go ahead then, Patrice. She say, okay, tell your neighbor. Say neighbor. And then Mercedes walks in, neighbor. And then, of course, we back to reality. She ain't preaching to nobody. Ain't nothing happening. She in there playing church and playing make-believe. I guess maybe she practicing, for her big opportunity to go up there to the pulpit and preach. But it ain't going to happen. Of course, Mercedes is there to collect. All right, where my $20K? Did you go to the bank? Did you withdraw? What's happening? And Patrice got the nerve to say, what you need it for? What you gonna use it for? Whatever I'm using it for, it's mine. And it's owed to me. You owe me 20 stacks. So I'm gonna need for you to come up off my money. Regardless of what I'm gonna do with it. It's none of your business what I'm gonna do with it. She told her what she was gonna do with it. But still, she told her, well, I gotta get, the gym. It's for the gym. And her mom was like, oh, the gym, you say? So you really are putting this, this retirement plan into motion. Touche. I'll have your check in the morning. And I'll draw it up tonight. Y'all draw it up in the morning. You can come pick it up. And, that'll be that. Mercedes goes and runs and gives her a big hug after finding that out. Then we see Mercedes with her dancers, and she getting them together. Because first we see a video. I don't know if it's an Instagram story or if it's on Snapchat. But we see a video of her dancers, and they all lined up on the fence twerking. I mean, twerking down. And of course she looking at it like, oh, so this is what y'all want to do. Okay. Well, y'all gonna stand here and do these squats. And you know, then we got one of the little girls, she gonna throw in some feminist stuff, talking about the patriarchy. And it's like, girl, never mind all of that. The feminists really, they really slay me with that. It's like, you gonna make any excuse just to be out here hoeing and doing hoe activities just so you can say, we're dismantling the patriarchy. Girl, shut up. Whatever. Just go on and say, if you want to be out here doing all of that, just say that. Don't give me no feminist speech. Don't give me that mess. And that's what Mercedes was on. She wasn't trying to hear none of that. Then the captain, she got something to say. She got a smart mouth because, of course, their rebuttal is, well, aren't you a stripper? And see, my girls wouldn't know what I'm doing. Like, y'all don't, as far as y'all know, I work down Chick-fil-A or I work somewhere else. Ain't no way in the world them girls would know that that's what I do for a living. I'm your dance instructor. I'm your coach, and that's that. You don't need to know my personal business or how I make my money. Now, see, that was her number one problem, because now they know you out here doing that. And so, of course, they looking at her like, you the one leading and guiding us. You're our coach. Of course we following you. You doing it. If it's okay for you, it should be okay for us. You know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. But Mercedes ain't trying to hear that. And so because the captain, you know, has something to say, okay, now y'all got 50 toe touches. Matter of fact, make it 70. So now they got to do all them toe touches because they done pissed Mercedes off. Because they were trying to throw a party. And, you know, they were trying to promote for it. Like, we're going to throw this twerk party. It's going to be a booty shaking contest. All that kind of foolishness. Mercedes ain't, none of that. Mississippi and Gidget, they up there practicing. They're, you know, they got a routine that they trying to practice. They in there early practicing. Mercedes strolls in late. All three of them got a show to do. And they're practicing, you know, what they going to do. You know how the strippers do when you got one on the top. Oh, you got one on the top. You know, she doing what she doing up there on the top. Somebody's underneath her. And they laid out doing what they doing. Well, no, they laid there. They might be, you know, shaking a little head, shaking a little hair. But they're in between the person standing on top of them and then the person underneath them. Might be upside down or whatever way. But the three of them are practicing their little pole tricks. And when Mercedes gets up there to stand on Mississippi, because Mississippi was in the middle, she gotta stop because her wrist hurt. So she, you know, she gets down and, you know, goes to see about her wrist. When she's in there, Benny Diamond, he in there too, eating lunch. And so he sees that she's hurt, and she, you know, he tells her, you know, that he can help her with that. Let me see what I can do about that. And he goes and grinds up some pepper and tells her pepper and alcohol should do the trick. He gonna, you know, make her a little salve, I guess, to stop with the pain. He noticed that it was a sprain. She sprained her wrist, and, you know, he's like, so, because of course she telling everybody she fell. And he's like, so, when you gonna stop falling? Because, girl, enough is enough. Like, one of these days, you know how that story goes. They take that until they ain't walking through the door no more. So she do need to remove herself from that situation, but we don't even know what that situation is. We just know that she's in an abusive relationship. But he, you know, makes that little salve for her. And now, of course, now she got to go back and do what she got to do. Oh, no, actually, her baby started crying, so she had to go tend to the baby. Mississippi, we see her, you know, backstage, you know, where the dancers are in their little dressing room area. And she's making another Instagram post promoting, you know, the club, trying to get folks out there because Mercedes, Mississippi, and Gidget got a show. They got something special coming. And so she's trying to get everybody down there. And then in midway, she hears the baby crying. So now she got to go over there and tend to the baby. And, you know, she's asking the girls, can somebody please hold her while I finish this post? Autumn, can you do it? And she hands the baby to Autumn. And Autumn immediately has a PTSD moment. And she's sitting there holding the baby. And we also hear a crying baby, her crying baby. And we see a flashback of her trying to get that baby into a car. And it's raining real bad. And then I don't know if she was shot or what. But then we see her like fall back and blood is all over her chest area, stomach area. I don't know. But whatever was going on was something serious, because any little thing triggers Autumn. But anyway, because of that memory, now, you know, it's her turn to dance or whatever. Well, she's back out on the floor or whatever, and she's just getting drunk. I mean, super drunk, just throwing them back. She's drinking everything at the bar. And then Quita, she's back bartending, and Quita gives her a shot of water. And she's like, this water, you know how she do, this is water. Quita like, girl, that's what you need. You need to slow down. You need to slow up, because you can't be out there drunk. Now, relax. Now, you know, take the edge off, okay, but you don't need to be drunk, trying to be a stripper. You in them heels, you gonna break your ankle, you might hurt somebody. Yeah, she need to relax. Clifford comes out, and he introduces Gidget, Mississippi, and Mercedes. And listen, once again, these girls had me completely impressed. Totally impressed. I don't know what it is. It's just like, they're such great dancers. They are so great at what they do. But anyway, Autumn, she sees what's going on the stage, and so she's just gonna go up there. She's just gonna get up on the stage. She tripping and stumbling because she drunk. And Mercedes and them is looking, and Mercedes ends up, you know, taking her and, you know, like straddling her and trying to change, you know, what's happening up there on the stage so that nobody gets hurt. Once that's over with, when they're backstage, Mercedes gets all up in Autumn's face like, bitch, if I ever see you up there on my pole again, that's going to be you and me. We're going to have some problems. It's going to be some smoke in the city. Stay off my pole. With your drunk ass. I mean, lit. Like, 2 sheets to the wind lit. Like, she's stumbling, can't stand up straight. Girl, you going to hurt somebody. So I'm with Mercedes on that. Lil Murder, we see him picking up the DJ, and the DJ is a high schooler. Where is his mama? Because when I was in high school, I couldn't work at no strip club. I'm a grown adult, and my mama wouldn't want me working in no strip club. So, I mean, I didn't understand that. I'm like, the boy in high school? Anyway, he gonna pick up the DJ, Lil Murder does, and lets him hear some more slaw, as Clifford would say, because the music is trash. He's really trying to, you know, critique this thing, and that's good, I guess, you know, because you should hone in on your craft and make it better, especially after people have given you, you know, constructive criticism on your music, you know, so. Which is what the DJ had to say as well. Listen, you should do this, you should do that, bring this in, drop that, you should lose this. He gave him all kind of good advice on that music. Autumn and Andre, I don't know if they on a little date or what, but they running up a hill, and he's showing her, you know, I guess where the casino is going to be, and they're having a little fun. Well, having a little walk, I should say. And he's out there taking pictures of the land. And he tells her about the Promised Land Casino and Resort. She's diving in some more, asking more questions so she can get some details to run back to Clifford. And she ends up all in his face. You know, when she does that, that gets him. She be this close, and that gets him every time. He can't even take it. And now it's, oh, can we go back to the room and talk? And so now they're back in the room getting ready to get it in. You know how it is. You bummer. And this, I don't think this has never happened to me in my life. But only in the movies, are they rushing into the room, taking off their clothes, kissing at the same time, that heavy breathing, and she get him all the way aroused. And then, oh, you got a condom? And he's like, no, I don't have a condom. And she's like, oh, you better go get one. Because she was looking over at his computer at the same time. She kept eyeing that computer. And he's like, okay, he gonna go get a condom. But before he leaves, she stick her hands down in her panties. And she's like, wait, let me in. I want to keep the engine running. Girl, all right. She want to keep the engine running. So, like a dumbass, he gonna just open up the computer to a complete stranger and let her have access to his computer, where his work is, personal information, all of that. But anyway, of course, like clockwork, her first thing is getting on that computer, and she finds what she needs to find. She finds the bills, the whole map of what they're planning to do, and she emails it to, or she either sends it to herself or sends it to Clifford. But while she's looking, when Andre went downstairs to get a condom, he asked the man at the front desk, "Do you guys sell magnums?" Now, y'all, did y'all see the same piece of peen I saw last week? Because, sir, why are you asking for them? You know good and well they made for you. You know good and well. Cap, as the kids would say. But anyway, Autumn is on the computer and she sees the picture that he took of her. And, of course, that spooks her. And he headed back to the room and goes in there and she gone. So she saw that picture herself and got the hell on up out of there. Let me make sure. Oh, Patrice, she's back at church. She's having a meeting with Pastor and I guess, the deacon board. And he's telling them, that he's going to be out of town and that he needs someone to replace him, on that Sunday because he won't be there. And of course, here comes Patrice. And then they like, you got something in your throat? You got something you want to say? And so, of course, she gonna shoot her shot. Shot missed. All the men in there like, girl, preach. No, you have your place, and it's not it's not in the pulpit. No, we're gonna give the elder so and so the job. And so she's sitting there molded, upset, face cracked, all of that. But she should have known. And how he is, he keeps throwing out there that he needs this from Mercedes. He need that from Mercedes. It's just like, all of y'all are whack. Okay? All of y'all need to repent because you're flawed in the worst way. In the worst way, because you're not expecting this type of behavior from people in the church. Anyway, everybody, when she left, we see her storming into the parking lot where the pink is. Everybody is, filing on in for work. Clifford out there, all right, y'all, come on in. All right, come on in. And he sees the DJ pull up and he's like, I don't remember your mama getting up. Oh. It was Lil Murder in the car. You coming in? Lil Murder like, no, not tonight. Not tonight. Them two there gonna have something going on real soon. But everybody headed in there. Gidget, no. When what's his name? Clifford. When Clifford walked away from that car, he reminded me of Loretta Devine in Waiting to Exhale. I hope he's not watching me walk away. That's exactly what Clifford was giving. Ooh, I hope he's not watching me walk away. Yeah, he watching. Little dirt watching. Something about him. He look dirty, don't he? Little dirt. It must be them goals. The goals are those type of goals always make folks look dirty. When they just be all like the whole thing be go like juvenile grills type of thing. When it's blinged out, I can stomach it. But just them goals looking dirty and brass like, And that's what Lil Murda got going on. Lil dirt. Let me make sure. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, here we go. Gidget and Mississippi, they're up there, dancing or whatever. Each of them, got a corner on the stage. And while Gidget is up there dancing, her regular come in. And when she sees him, she jump down and, goes off to a room with him. Same with Mississippi. One of the anesthesiologists came in. And so she went and go make that money. Or wait, maybe that's later. But anyway, Gidget goes into the room with her regular boyfriend, I should say, because she said she made her regular her boyfriend. And then we see her take him into the VIP room, and she talking about she just want to put the tip in, and because he's like, girl, you're at work. We can't even get down like that in the VIP room. And Clifford comes walking in there. So her boyfriend, the plug, he is the one supplying Clifford with the drugs, to sell with the chicken. And I think he was coming for payment, or I don't know, but they had some words about their drug business. Dap it up, and he goes on his way. Clifford and Autumn. Oh wait, and she a cokehead, because she gonna ask him, "Are you holding?" And he's like, "Girl, ain't you own the job?" What you mean? Oh, it's not for me, it's for Keyshawn. So you telling me Mississippi got a coke problem? Cause that was a real big bag of coke. I don't know, like maybe it was coke or maybe it might have been pills. Either way, she took them and stuck them in her G-string. And so I don't know. I hope none of them got those kind of issues. Like, I don't want to see the coked out Gidget or Mississippi. Mississippi already got enough going on. She does not need to have a drug problem. Clifford and Autumn, they're looking over the tea, and he's, he all in because the tea is hot, it's good, I'll take it, I'll take this. And of course and then Autumn is like, all right, can I have my ID please and thank you? And he's like, why your nose so high up in the air? Like, what did I do to you? Why are you so upset? And all of a sudden, he's just like, well, that ain't gonna be enough. I'm gonna need you to go and get me a little bit more. And in the meantime, I'm gonna keep this ID. So Autumn is still being pimped out by Clifford. Then while she's in there, she gets a phone call, and it's Andre, and she's like, he's calling again. And Clifford goes to snatch the phone, and he texts him back and tells him to come up there and meet him in the Paradise Room. Bet. He gonna come up there. While backstage, the girls are watching this twerk contest on the phone, and Mercedes goes to look at it and sees it's her girls. So, oh hell no. She done changed clothes, got in her car, went to the party, to where those girls are. And she pull up at the party, and the kids outside like, who is that? She one of the girls that's in the competition. And one of the other guys like, nah, I think somebody finna get their ass beat. Because she was storming in there like somebody mama. All she needed was rollers in her head. But she go up in there, and then she turning off music. Everybody out the dressing room, please. Everybody out. Get up and get out. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. And she, of course, sees the girl, one of her dancers, the captain, and, she's stopping them. Stop right there. Stop right there. Wait, I jumped the gun because I forgot the whole Paradise Room. Excuse me. Benny, when Andre shows up, Benny shows him to the room, and while they're walking back to the Paradise Room to meet Autumn, he sees Mississippi and her regular. He got her laid out. She dead, so he might be a necrophiliac. She holding her flowers, laid out like she's I guess supposed to be asleep, and he's just throwing money on her. She ain't doing nothing but laying there with roses like she did. Weirdo. And Andre is looking at that like Benny said, keep your eyes on your own paper. This way. Big L. They show him to the room, and he sees the blonde wig from behind, and then his foot up in the, this foot with this patent leather thigh-high boot. And he think it's Autumn. Turn around, and it's Clifford. Clifford got on Autumn wig, or a wig like hers. And, he just gonna go straight to him himself. So what's this about this casino? What's going on with it? He want details. He want names, numbers. He want all of that. Andre ain't willing to give it to him. But, Clifford threatens him, and threatens to expose everything to his wife. Your wife, I'm sure she don't want to know what you out here doing when you're supposed to be working. So I suggest you get me the information that I need, and we'll all get along. But then we see Mercedes pulling up to that party. When she gets there and everybody has left, the girl, her name is Terica. Her mom shows up, and we find out that Terica, the captain, is Mercedes' daughter. Cause she gives her this speech about, being so young and being too in tune with her body. Not too in tune with it, but too concerned with her body and her, being voluptuous and wanting to twerk all the time. And like she's, the hormones are raging. She's going through that stage in life where she want to be hot. And she's like, all right, you think you cute? Okay, some baller gonna come sweep you off your feet, and next thing you know, he gonna have you bent over in the bathroom, doing God knows what for a piece of money, for a piece of change. So I suggest you slow down. And Terica threw back that, like when you had me at 13. Because she told her this is the road you're going down. You're going to end up pregnant at 13. You're going to end up, prostituting. Like she really laid into her and really, kind of deflected and put the things that she went through in life onto her. And so I was shocked about that. I wasn't expecting her to have no teenage daughter, that she can only see when she's at practice. Because I want to say the girl's father is some baller, drug dealer. I don't know who he is, but that's his sister who took in the girl Terica. And the auntie is like, I'm finna take her off the dance squad because she's too distracted. Like we're gonna channel all of this energy into something else. And at first Mercedes is upset about it. She's just like, that's my only time I can see her. Like, you gonna take that from me? And she's just like, you know what? You're the one raising her. She's in your custody, so it is what it is. And that's that. It's really nothing she can do about that. But that's sad. That's sad. And it's, I can appreciate the fact that Terica knows who her biological mother is, who her father is. I'm glad she knows that, and it ain't no secret, because that's what we do. Well, we would keep that a secret in a heartbeat and just let that girl believe her auntie is her mama. Well, we coming to the end. Clifford, Big L, and Andre are talking, and Andre is still not trying to give up any information to Clifford. Like, he's still trying to keep that whole casino talk under wraps because he was told not to say nothing. He was told to keep it a secret. Hold on. Oh, the email where where she saw that, you know, this is gonna be put up, that's gonna be put up over here, they're doing this with that. On the map, the pink ain't even on it. You know, so now we got a problem. At first, it showed the pink across the street. First, he was under the impression that the pink would be across the street from the casino. Now it's like they trying to wipe it out altogether. And so that's not gonna do. Clifford's like, nah, y'all not wiping me out. I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. So I don't know what y'all gonna do, but the pink ain't going nowhere. When he leaves, Andre, of course, he leaves and he calls God Daddy and lets him know X, Y, and Z. So we got that. That's a cliffhanger. Mississippi, she was still outside in that room too, laid up when he walked past her. And she wasn't asleep. When he walked past, she opened her eyes. So I was like, she might have been out there listening to that whole conversation between Clifford, Andre, and Big L in the Paradise Room, because she was right in the next room. Granted, it's the club, so maybe he didn't hear, but it seemed like it might have been like the end of the night, because it was kind of quiet. So I don't know what she heard or if she heard anything. That's when he's leaving. On his way out, he calls God Daddy and tells him, that he needs to talk to him ASAP. Then we see Autumn up there picking up her money, because now she got her ID back, and she pick up the money. And the lady's like, "Oh, you good? I'm glad you got here when you did, because your wire was just about to expire." And so she gets all of her money, and the lady's like, "Here you go, have a good day." And then we see Autumn just look up at the camera, all sinister, like, I don't know what's that girl's situation or what she got going on, but they gonna have to show us next week, even though I forgot what's gonna happen next week. And I saw the previews and everything, but I really don't remember right now. But anyway, that was the end of the episode. It's always so much to unpack with this show. We're getting there. This whole casino thing, it's dragging a little bit, but we'll get there. This is episode 3. I'm kind of wanting it to move a little bit faster than I guess it's going to move. So I guess let me just sit back and eat my food. Anyway, guys, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.